Hey, my dear students, hope you are doing good in your home. Um, this class is dealing with the one credit course, Wireshark. We have already um, seen five experiments that is related to the Wireshark. The first experiment is a study experiments. Second one is actually ICMP protocol analysis. Third one is TCP analysis. Fourth one is DHCP analysis. These four experiments we have seen in the class itself, in the lab itself. The fifth experiment is actually address resolution protocol analysis, ARP analysis. And I have given the procedures and the questions as a lab manual, and I have already completed the working principle of ARP address resolution protocol in the class itself. So I have given as a home assignment for you. Hope everyone completed. So far, I have received nearly 20 to 25 students mm, completed this fifth experiment, the ARP analysis. And I have also received the reports from the student mentors of my one credit Wireshark lab. Hope I'm expecting all the students completing this remaining experiments, say DHCP and test resolution protocol analysis within a short period of time. Okay, so today we will see three experiments related to this one today course Wireshark. The first experiment is customizing the Wireshark, enhancing. This will help to enhance the column display. This will help to enhance the interface, the Wireshark interface, more understandable. So this is the first experiment we are going to see in this video. The second one is actually HTTP protocol analysis. This is what we have missed in our lab due to limited time period. We have been missing this protocol analysis. This mainly includes the get response interaction um, between the client and the server. So I will tell you the basic thing about HTTP protocol and how this get method is actually implemented while we have been using this HTTP protocol. So everything I will tell you what are the basics behind this thing. Everything I will explain in this video, and I will give the procedure and the questions for implementing this experiment. So this second experiment you are going to do as a home assignment again. The first and the third experiment I am going to explain from the top to the bottom in this video. The customizing the Wireshark and the malware traffic analysis using Wireshark. So you are going to do by your own the second experiment, HTTP protocol analysis. So it's a very simple experiment. I will tell you the basic, again I am telling you, I will tell you the basic thing behind this HTTP protocol, how the interaction, the GET interaction is happening between the client and the server. Everything I will tell you in this video. And I will give you the questions and I will give you the procedures how to implement this experiment. You can do by your own. If anything, if any clarification you need, you ping to my mobile or to my email. Okay, the third experiment actually dealing with the cybersecurity related experiment. This is the only one experiment in the Wireshark One Credit course which is dealing with the cybersecurity. We are going to analyze the malicious traffic which has been created previously, and we are going to analyze that traffic. Um, I will tell you how to analyze this malicious traffic um, with some procedures and all. So the first experiment I'm going to deal with here is the customizing the Wireshark. So we have studied so far the basic how the Wireshark will work, where we have to get the capture, the traffic capture in the wire from with the help of Wireshark, and how to analyze this traffic using the Wireshark, and what are all the three sections present in the Wiresharks. Hope you remember what are all the three sections in the Wireshark. Anyhow, I will give a recall of Wireshark, how it will work and what are all the three section present in the Wireshark, everything I will tell you. So you all know, right? While opening the Wireshark like this, it will show the interfaces which is present in our system. So these are all the interfaces which is present in my systems. If I am clicking some interface, say for example, if I am accessing Wi-Fi, then if I am clicking this Wi-Fi interface, then the captures actually getting in and out of this Wi-Fi interface is getting the traffic is getting captured. So this is one kind of capturing the Wireshark, I mean capturing the traffic. Um, so if I'm clicking Wi-Fi interfaces, I'm getting three sections here. The first sections will give the details about the packets have been captured, and the second sections will give the details of each and every individual packets is getting captured. And third one is actually the raw data. So this is how the Wireshark will work. You all know, right? So here, uh, so we have not yet seen. So this video, the first experiment is actually customizing the Wireshark. So I'm going to enhance the column display in my Wireshark. Column display is nothing but this is the columns. So conventionally, if I'm opening a Wireshark, the columns may be the first column may be the number of the segment what I have captured. The second column is actually the time, the source, the destination, the protocol, every segment used, the length and the information. So this is the conventional thing which is already there in the Wireshark when I'm capturing any packets in the traffic. So in this experiment, I'm going to customize the Wireshark itself so that it will give a more understandable interface for doing the traffic analysis in depth. So this experiment will cover the following areas. Say for example, um, web traffic and the default Wireshark column display. How we are going to do differ it with the default Wireshark column display with the enhanced column display, and the hiding columns, and how I'm going to remove the columns, and how I'm going to adding the columns, how I'm going to change the format of the date which is present here in Wireshark. This is the time, right? So I'm going to change the format of this time here. So and then customize the columns. Say for example, I'm going to alter which column should come first and which column should come second, and what column should come at the last. I'm going to modify everything. So this is the thing I'm going to deal with this experiment. Say for example, for in my daily work, if I require the following columns in my Wireshark. Say for example, the first column should be the date and time in UTC. UTC is nothing but a universal time clock, and the second thing is source IP and source port number. There's a first column, this is the first column, second, third, and fourth column might be the destination port, and fifth column might be the destination port IP address and the destination port number, and then HTTP host as the next column, HTTP server as the next and the next column, and finally the info. So this is the order I want to arrange my columns in Wireshark, so that it will um, enhance the interface more understandable to do my traffic analysis in a very easier way. So I'm opening here the Wireshark application. I'm going to open a pre-recorded packet capturing file. Since this file I have downloaded from some malware analysis website, Wireshark analysis website. It is a pre-recorded packet capturing file. I'm going to send this packet capturing file to all of you for doing this same experiment. So rather than opening an interface and analyzing the real traffic, here in this experiment I am going to analyze the pre-recorded packet captured file. So go to your file in Wireshark and click open, and select the location where I have saved the pre-recorded packet capturing file. So this file, again I'm saying I'm going to send it to you all. So select this file and click open. So continue without saving. So this is the thing actually getting uploaded in the pre-recorded packet capture. So in this experiment, customizing the Wireshark to enhance the interface more understandable, I'm going to remove the packet number first and also the I mean the length column in Wireshark. So this is the first thing I'm going to do initially. So for that, you just right click the tab here and just uncheck the number, which will remove the column. And also again you just right click the tab and remove the uncheck the length option. It will remove the length column also. So this is the first thing I am doing here. So I am removing the packet number and length. So so I have removed two columns here. The first one is the number, and then the second one is the length of each segment I have removed. Second thing is I'm going to change the time format here. So for that I'm going here to view. In the view menu there is a option called time display format. You change the time display format into UTC date and the time of the day. So now you can see here that the date will come first and then the time will come first. Time will come next to the date. So after that we are having source IP address and the destination IP address and the protocol used for each and every segments, and then the informations. Now I want to include a column called source port number and a destination port number. So for that inclusion of source port number and destination port number column, you right click here and go to column preference. So in that column preference, you click this plus sign which will add a new column, and after clicking this after selecting this new column, you change your you give your name for your column. Say for example I'm giving here a source port number that is going to display the source port number. So I'm going to select source port. So now again I am adding another column and I am changing my column name. It should display like DST port. So and also it has to display the destination port. So select the destination port. So if I am clicking OK, if I am entering it, I may see this here at the last. So a column has been included with the source port number and a destination port number. So this is how we can include a column, say for example source port number and the destination. Okay, after inclusion of this two columns, say for example source port number and the destination port number, I want to move this column next to this source IP address and the destination IP address. For that, again I have to click here and go to column preference, and I can select this columm and I can move it like here. So after a destination port number, the destination IP address, I will get my source port number, and similarly I am moving the destination port number after the source port number. And if I am clicking OK button, so the source port number and the destination port number will come after the source address and the destination address. So it's a kind of enhancing the view of Wireshark. So the source port number and destination port number will come next to the source address and the destination address, IP address. And also there is an aligning of the data which is present in the column. So if I am right clicking a particular column and if I am clicking align center, the data will get aligned at the center itself. So this is how we can include the column, remove the column, and we can align the data within the column also, right? So the next thing is what we are going to see is protocol hierarchy. For that you have to select the statistics menu. The third option is a protocol hierarchy. So this is a very important statistics which will give a summary of all the protocols which is involved in the capture itself. So Internet Protocol version 6, this will cover up to 0.7 percentage of this consolidated traffic, and IP version 4, this will accommodate nearly 98.7 percentage when we have been dealing with this when I have been dealing with all this traffic. So I'm going to move. I'm going to. So here I'm going to concentrate on IP version 4 part, since it accommodate nearly 98.7. The most of the traffic it has been accommodate. So I'm going to concentrate here the IP version 4 protocol. So this includes the subheadings again, user datagram UTP protocol and the transmission control protocol and the hypertext transfer protocol. Under transmission control protocol, I'm having hypertext transfer protocol, HTTP protocol. So for this, I'm going to apply a filter which includes HTTP alone. So so this is HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. Here itself I am right clicking this hypertext transfer protocols and selecting apply as filter and getting selected, and you can see in the background of Wireshark the HTTP filter has been applied here. So the data what we are actually need for analysis has been scrutinized here. So this is how we can apply the filter with the help of protocol hierarchy. So so these are all the hierarchies what we have seen so far. Okay. So next thing is the second experiment we are going. So the second experiment is actually the HTTP protocol analysis, the basic HTTP response interactions, how it is actually happening between the client and the server is what we are going to dealing with here. So you all know, right, what is meant by HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. It is actually a protocol designed to enable the communication between the client and the server. So it will enable the communication between my system towards the server. If I am opening a browser and if I am typing some domain name, say for example, if I am typing some say for example facebook.com, if I am typing as a domain name, I mean an URL in a web browser, it will retrieve some data. So these are all the data retrieved from the Facebook server. How this data has been retrieved with the help of this HTTP protocol? It will first establish a connection between the client and the server. So it will design to enable a communication between the client and the server. So HTTP works as a request responsible protocol. It includes the request and it also includes the response between the client and the server. Say for example, a web browser may be a client and an application on a computer that hosts a website may be a server, as I have shown as an example. So for instance, a client or a browser submits an HTTP request to the server. Say for example, if I am opening a browser and typing some facebook.com, so which means that I am submitting an HTTP request to the server. Then the server returns a response to the client. So this response contains the status information about the request and may also contains the requested content. So what are all the content what I have requested has been retrieved from the server. So the main part is in the HTTP protocol is HTTP methods. It includes two methods, the get method and the post method. So get method is nothing but it is a method used to request the data from a specified resources. So if I am opening a browser and typing something, say for example facebook.com, it will retrieve some data from the source. So that's what actually the get method is used for. So get method is used to request the data from a specified resource. Here the resource is the server. The second method is the post method. The post method is a method used to send the data to a server to create or update a resource. So you all know, right? While dealing with the TCP analysis, we have seen this post method. What we have done in TCP analysis, we have posted some text document in a particular server, and we have analyzed the communication between the client and the server. So for that, for posting the data, for uploading the data, this post method has been used. So post is a method used to send the data to the server. So, with the same traffic analysis, with the same packet capturing file, we can analyze the HTTP also. So, how you have been applying the filter with the help of protocol hierarchy statics? Just by right clicking the protocol what you are actually need to analyze, and click apply as a filter and selected. If I am doing this thing, the HTTP will be, HTTP related segments has been retrieved in this Wireshark. So say for example, we have been dealing fully with the get response interaction. So for get response interactions, you have to give another command called .http.request. So if I am giving this filter and giving this filter, it will really filter the client, the source and the server and the destination. The source and the destination get response interactions will be filtered here. So how to open a protocol hierarchy statistics? Go to statistics, and the third option is protocol hierarchy. Here you will get each and every protocols which is being included in this traffic segments. So this is how you can have to open the protocol hierarchy statistics. So this is how we have to filter using protocol hierarchy. HTTP dot request, we can use this as a filter, and we can have the get response interactions between the source and the destinations. Finally, we have narrowed down a search host name as a column. Oh, we have not yet seen the host name as a column. We have include a column column in the display. Move the columns. We have aligned the data in the column. So we have seen everything to make a Wireshark more enhanced way and more understandable way. The only thing we have not yet seen is host name as a column. We have to include another column that will include the host name also. For that, you click any segment, and in that segment you can see the protocols under the second section of the Wireshark. So in that you click this HTTP, hypertext transfer protocol. So here we can see the host options. You right click this host option and go to apply as a column. So that will include the host name also. So what are all the things you have been enhanced here? The first column is the time with UTC format. The second one is the source IP address. Third one is destination IP address, source port number, destination port number, align center. So this is the destination port number. Then the protocol column, and we are having the host column also, and finally the information. So the third experiment in this video is a malicious traffic analysis. So what we have opened here, the traffic, packet capturing file, what we have opened here is a malicious traffic. It is a pre-recorded traffic. We couldn't, do a real-time analysis in malware related to malware analysis, and hence we have a pre-recorded packet capturing file which is actually present in a public forum that we have opened here. So this packet capture is all about user downloading a malware. So malware, right? Malware is actually a malicious software, illegal software, or a software which is actually doing some illegal activities in your system is called actually malicious software. So say for example, it may be a virus, it may be a worm, it may be a spyware, it may be a Trojan, whatever it may be, it is called actually a malware. So this packet capture is actually all about user is actually downloading a malware. Say for example, user is accessing some website, and that website may contains a malware, and while accessing the user accessing that website, that particular malware is getting downloaded into that system. At that time this packet has been captured, and that packet capture has been opened here for analysis. So the questions you have to answer here for this experiment malicious traffic analysis is nothing but six questions. The first question is, what is or are the infected files downloaded and their hashes? So you are going to retrieve the files that has been downloaded with the help of this packet capture itself. So how you are going to download this malicious file with the help of this packet capture? So it's a very simple thing. You go to file, and there is an option called export objects, right? And you have to select the HTTP traffic. So a window will open that will have the content of export list, HTTP object list. So this HTTP object list will list the, the packet, the host name, the content type, and the size of the particular files which has been included in this traffic, and the file name. So these are all the details we can retrieve from this option. So you can sort with the help of content type. That will give a clear view of different files which is being used in this traffic. So the first one is, say for example, it's a Java file, and second one is also a Java file. Third one is actually an executable file, Microsoft download executable file. Fourth one is also executable file. Fifth one is also an executable file. Sixth one is actually a flash file, and then last one is also a flash file. Say for example, I'm going to download this some 3 files out of this 1 2 3 4 7 files. I'm going to download the 3 files for analysis. The first file I'm saving here, and go to desktop, select a folder, rename it as a Java 1 file. So I'm saving this file, and also I am downloading the third file. Save, rename it into exe1. Okay, so you too download this same files what I am downloading here for your experiment also. And also you download this file, this one 2394, a flash file is there, right? So you download this file also. I'm leaving this file for you for analysis. You have to do by your own. I'm going to analyze the first 2 files itself. So I'm closing this object list and getting into the folder where I have downloaded. These are all the 2 files. Java file, I think I couldn't find my exe file, and again I am opening my export HTTP, sort by content type. I'm downloading this exe file, right? Yeah, it has been there. exe1 is there, right? I have downloaded it somewhere else. So change the location, exe1, save, right? So for analysis, I have to extract the hashes of these 2 files so that I can analyze. Hashes is nothing but a signature of a particular file. Each and every file in our system has its own hashes. HAS, HES, hashes. So I have to extract the hashes of the particular files. For extracting the hashes, I am using mm, hash my file software, a tool. While opening this tool, and I'm selecting this two files, dragging into this application. So this will give my hash. So MD5 message digest algorithm. This is an algorithm used for constructing this file. So this is a hash, and this is also another hash. exe1 is a first file, java1 is my first file, and the hash is starting with 1e3, and exe1 is another file, and its hash is starting with d2765. So you keep this hash there, and I'm going to analyze with the help of a tool, another tool called Wireshark. So VirusTotal. So VirusTotal is a web platform where it consists of number of AV engines, antivirus engines is there, that will help you to analyze whether that downloaded file from this traffic is actually a malicious or not. For that, you have to copy the hashes. So first I'm copying the exe file, Java file hash, copy MD5, and I am clicking the searching menu. So here you can see the URL, IP address, domain or file hash. So I'm pasting the hash, and I'm clicking search. So that file is actually a malicious file. You can see each and every antivirus engine is telling that it is actually a malicious file. Say for example, Sophos antivirus is telling that it is actually a malx java AF file. Komodo antivirus is also telling it is a malware. Bitdefender is again telling it is a malware. Kaspersky is telling it is actually an exploit malware. McAfee is telling it is actually an exploit malware. Microsoft is also telling that it is actually a exploit malware. So most of that antivirus engines are scanning that hash files and telling that it is actually a malicious file. So I'm noting that it is a malicious file, and again I'm clicking this exe file, copy MD5, and getting back and pasting the same hash file. You can search the VirusTotal with the help of hash file also. Also you can upload this file by clicking this choose file and browse, and you get into that location and select that file, and you can upload the file also. So better don't upload any file. You find the hash and you can search it in the VirusTotal. So I'm searching the hash file. Second hash file, exe file, it is telling like it is undetected. Most of every search, antivirus engine is telling that it is undetected, maybe a clean file or maybe a zero-day attack file. So what is the first question in the malicious traffic analysis? So what are the infected files downloaded and their hashes? So you create a tabular column here with three rows. The first one is the file name. Second one is their hashes, and third one is infected. So you write the file name here. My file name is java1. So the hash. The hash is nothing but for my Java file. You copy the MD5 and paste it here. So this is my hash. Whether it is infected or not, it is infected, right? This is the first file we have seen with the help of this VirusTotal. The second file is actually exe1. The hash of this exe1 is right click, copy MD5 and paste it here. It is infected or not? It is not actually with respect to the VirusTotal. With respect to the VirusTotal, it is not getting infected. Maybe a zero-day file also. Right, this is how you have to answer the first question. So what are the infected files downloaded and their hashes? So this is the answer for you. And what is the second question? What is the URL or domain name of the compromised website that has been delivered that malware? So we have been delivered with the malware, right? We have identified that malware also with the help of file export objects HTTP. So these are all the malwares downloaded within this traffic, right, while accessing a particular domain name. So we have to find out that particular domain name. What is the domain name which is actually a compromised website, a compromised server where I'm getting my malicious file. So these are all the files getting downloaded in this traffic. So with respect to these files, what are all the domain name, host name, we have to search. So what is this stand.trustandpropertyrealty.com? Is the host name? It is actually the compromised host domain name. So this is might be the answer for the second question. So what is the URL domain name of the compromised website that delivered the malware? So for sure, pretty sure this is the domain name where I'm getting my getting the infected files to my system according to this traffic. So so how to retrieve that domain name is by going to that particular selecting the particular segment, go to hypertext transfer protocol in the next section, and there is a host option is there. Right click and copy as a value. You copy as a value and you paste it here like this, right? Like this. So this is your answer for the second question. And what is the answer for the third question? What is the question here? What is the IP address of the compromised website that delivered the malware? So they have been asking the IP address of the compromised website. Again, they have been dealing with the server related question. So what is the IP address of the compromised website that delivered the malware? We have found out the compromised host name, domain name, the server name. Now we are going to find out the IP address of that particular domain name. For that you can go to that same thing and you expand the internet protocol version. Here you can find the source address and destination address. So this is the source IP address, destination IP address. Destination IP address is your website address. So right click the destination IP address, destination IP address, go to copy and copy as a value and you paste it here. You can paste it here. So this is your right IP address of the compromised website that delivered the malware. So what is the next question, fourth question? What is the IP address of the Windows host that gets infected? What is the IP address of the Windows host that gets infected? They have been asking the victim system. So I'm going to retrieve the IP address of the victim system. So similarly, you can search within this internet protocol version. The only thing is you have to select this segments which consists of this host name, that stand.trust and probertreality.com. So in that particular segment you have to select the internet protocol and there is a source. So this is my victim machine IP address, copy value, right? I am pasting here. This is my IP address of my victim systems. So the next question is, what is the MAC address of the infected host? What is the MAC address of the infected host? For that I have to go for, in the same segment I have to go for data link layer, Ethernet. So they have been asking the question, what is the MAC address of the infected host? Again the victim host they have been asking. So obviously it is actually the source MAC address. So copy value, right? So this is my MAC address of the infected system, the victim system. What is the last question here? What is the host name of the Windows host that gets infected? They have been asking the victim host name, the host name of the victim. So how we can find the host name of the victim? So for that, again you go to statistics and protocol hierarchy. So in that protocol hierarchy, we can find out the internet protocol version is there. Transmission control protocol. Under transmission control protocol, hypertext transfer protocol is there. So what are all the other protocols? So in the statistics, protocol hierarchy statistics, we are having a hierarchy of protocols. Internet protocol. Under internet protocol version 4, we are having two sections, subcategory user UDP and transmission control protocol. Under UDP, we can see a dynamic host configuration protocol and domain name systems. What are all the protocols that uses a broadcasting mechanisms that will include this UDP protocol? Similarly, if I'm using if I'm in need of a reliable transmission, then it will use a transmission control protocol. So so for answering the last question, what is the host name of the victim machine? You can select that same segment that consists of the host name stan.trust and probatreality.com, any one of that segment, and go to you filter it with DHCP, filter it with DHCP, and you select DHCP request segment, and DHCP request segment, we have already did an analysis on DHCP protocol, dynamic host configuration protocol, where it will send a request to the destination to get an IP address for that particular system. So similarly, this victim system also try to get IP address for that particular system from a DHCP server. So you can go for this DHCP request. In that DHCP request, under the next section of Wireshark, there is a DHCP, dynamic host configuration protocol request field is there. While expanding this thing, you can see the option called host name, and in that host name you can see the computer name, the victim host name. So you copy as a value. This is actually the particular victim host name. So you can paste it here. So this is how you have to answer this 6 questions. It is a very simple thing. Again, I'm going to recall everything. So here I'm going to open a packet capture which has been already pre-recorded with the malicious traffic, right? So this is what I'm going to open. So this is my pre-recorded traffic, which consists of malicious traffic also, right? I'm going to include some column, I'm going to remove some column, I'm going to modify some format of a particular column, I'm going to shift my column from the back towards the front. So everything I have done for enhancing the view of the Wireshark, the interface of the Wireshark, so that I can go for the next in-depth analysis of the particular traffic what I have been opened here. So this is the first experiment we have seen. With the help of HTTP dot request, I can able to filter all the HTTP get response interactions. So with this filter, you can easily analyze the second experiment called HTTP basic get response interactions. So this experiments you can do with this filter itself. So first experiment is over, customizing the Wireshark, enhancing the column display, So I have shown what are all the different options, different features are there in the Wireshark to enhance the interface of the Wireshark in a more understandable way. So I have shown everything related to this. I am going to post the questions, and I am going to create the we are going to create the lab manual for you, and you are going to answer the questions for that particular lab manual. And the second experiment is purely a home assignment for you, HTTP protocol analysis. So that includes the HTTP dot request filter also, and HTTP get is there, HTTP post is there, everything is there. I have, that is the basic thing for that particular second experiment. So again, we are going to post the lab manual and questions for you, and you are going to do your analysis on HTTP protocol by your own, and you are going to answer the questions what we are actually going to post in the lab manual. The third experiment is nothing but the malicious traffic analysis using Wireshark. So this is a very important experiment, only one experiment which is related, purely related to the cyber security, where you are going to find the IOC. So this part we have missed, I think. So IOC is nothing but indication of compromise. Indication of compromise means it is a part or element that indicates that my system is compromised. Say for example, what we have seen here is a compromised IP address, compromised domain name. So that shows, say for example, if I am going for file and export HTTP, it shows the content of the malicious file that has been downloaded from this traffic also. So these are all the things which is called an indication of compromise. Indication of compromise is nothing but element that indicates that my system is compromised. So that is actually indication of compromise, IOC. So this are all the events happening in the network. That is actually indication of compromise. We can collect this indication of compromise during our traffic analysis, what we have done so far. So IOC is nothing but the pieces of forensic data that we have collected during our analysis and cyber investigations. So the piece of forensic data or the element we can call are all the IP addresses, domain name, host name, user agent, file hashes, specific pattern if there is anything, if there any exists. Say for instance, in our analysis, IP address is spreading the malware to our network, right? To our network, and also through this IP address, the malicious file is getting actually downloaded. So then we have to immediately block the same IP address. So IP address in our analysis is an indication of compromise, IOC, and I am identifying that particular IOC, that is IP address. So if I am telling this IP address is doing this thing, if I am telling to the system admin, he will block the same IP address. And similarly, finding the domain name during the investigation and blocking the same. If I am blocking the domain name, that domain name, what domain name is called? Stan.trust and probabilityreality.com. If this domain name is doing some malicious activities during investigations, and blocking that same domain name would help to prevent an organization from an attack. So this is how the indication of compromise have been identified through the traffic analysis. So in this experiment, we have removed some columns, add some columns, dealing with the protocol hierarchy. We have studied IP, TCP. TCP is nothing but web activity related informations like HTTP. UDP uses the machine related informations like DHCP, DNS requests. So we have also implement a filter using protocol hierarchy, HTTP dot request filter, get request from the source to the destinations. We have narrowed down, and we have narrowed down the search. Host name as a column, include a column display, move the columns, align the data in the column. Everything we have seen for enhancing the Wireshark interface becoming more understandable. So for malicious traffic analysis, we have answered this question. Again, I am saying this is not a real-time traffic what we have done so far in the past 4 experiments. This is actually a pre-recorded packet capturing file which is there in my system, and I'm going to share that file. So this is the file, pcapture file. So with this file, you are going to do the analysis and you are going to answer the question for two experiments. What are all the two experiments you are going to answer? The first experiment, customizing the Wireshark, enhancing the column display, and the malicious traffic analysis using Wireshark. For this HTTP protocol, the basic get and response interactions you are going to do by your own with the help of the procedures what I am going to post in as a lab manual to you, right? So hope you understand all these three experiments. So the first and the third experiments I have clearly explained the from the top towards the bottom, and the second experiment you are going to do as a home assignment, right? Hope you enjoy this class, and we'll see you in the next class. Thank you.